Hello, hello, good morning. I'm Teacher Doris, and today we will continue with passive voice. But now we're going to see it in other tenses. We can make the passive in any tense. Last week we saw present simple. Example, flooding is sometimes caused by climate change. Today we're going to see present continuous, past simple, present perfect, and future. How to make passive voices with these tenses. Let's see an example. Present continuous, the earth weather is being affected by climate change. Global climate change was predicted in the 19th century. Climate change has been studied by scientists around the world for many years. Future, if we don't change our lifestyle, the earth climate will be changed permanently. Okay, so let's go and see one by one. As we saw last week in simple present, I have to be very careful to see the verb. In what tense is my verb so I can make the passive properly? Let me remember you that my object, I will bring it as my subject to make the passive. Then something very important is that I must learn the verbs, because if I don't know the verbs in their three form, base form, simple past, and past participle, I won't be able to know in which tense is each sentence. So example, I do my homework is a simple present sentence because my verb is in the base form. And remember the rule of the passive for simple present? I have to bring the object as my subject. Then I have to use is. I have to conjugate the verb to be. Is for singulars, are for plurals. Is for she, he, it. Are for we, you, they. Yes. Then what's next? I need to use my verb in past participle. So when I have a passive voice in simple present, my homework is singular. So I have to use is and the verb in past participle. My homework is done. Let's go to present continuous. Well, how do I know that this is a sentence in present continuous? Well, the subject is conjugated with am, and the verb it has ing. That's how I know that it's a present continuous. I'm doing my homework. So which is the rule? I have to bring my object as the subject. My homework. Then I have to use, look at this. For present continuous, I have to use is being for singulars, are being for plurals. In this case, my homework is singular, so I'm going to use is being. And then my verb in past participle. All the passive voice use the verb in past participle. Okay, what I'm going to be changing is the form that I conjugate my verb to be according to the tense. So remember, for present continuous, I have to know that this sentence is in present continuous. My verb is in ing. I'm using am, are, or is. And I have to change it to is being, are being. Let's go to past simple. The same. I have to see my active voice. I did my homework. Did is in past tense, in simple past. So that's how I know that it's a simple past sentence. And the rule is, again, object as the subject, but now on the verb to be, I'm going to use was for singulars, were for plurals, and the verb in past participle. My homework, it's singular, so I'm going to use was done. This is easy, was and were. Now let's go to present perfect. For present perfect, how How do I know that this is a sentence in present perfect? Well, I am I have the conjugation have or has to the subject and my verb in past participle already. I have done my homework. It's an active voice. But how do I make a passive voice in present perfect? Well, again, I take the object as the subject, my homework, but now I'm going to use for singulars has been for singulars, and for plurals have been. This is singular, so I'm using has been. And I continue with my verb in past participle because the active has past participle because it's a present perfect. I continue and I use my homework has been done. And the last tense we're going to see today is future simple. And future simple is very easy because I just look at will. Oh, it's future simple. Will and the verb in the base form. I will do my homework. How do I make the passive? Again, I bring my object as the subject, my homework. Then I'm going to use will be for singular and plurals. My homework will be done. I have to change the verb to past participle. This is for future simple. Okay, so your first activity is please write in your notebook. Please write in your notebook the five grammar structures of passive voices in the 5 tenses. Okay, let's take a quick view. Here we have all the 5 tenses that we saw: present simple, present continuous, past simple, present perfect, and future. And as I told you before, we have to have a subject. The verb to be could be affirmative or negative. Remember that just for negative, we use not. Then we have to use a verb in past participle. If we want to mention the doer of the action, we use by. And every sentence has a complement. Hundreds of homes are destroyed by tornadoes every year. Simple present. Assistance is being given to families in need. Present continuous. Dozens of people were injured in the flood. Simple past, were. People have been notified about the storm. Present perfect. A passive voice in present perfect. In future, it's easy because it will be. Many homes will be damaged by the storm. Okay, 2. So please write on your notebook the grammar structure of passive voice for each tense. And we're going to do our first exercise, and we're going to change the sentences from active to passive. But you have to be very careful because here we have all the 5 tenses. So first you have to look at the verb, produces. Oh, it's a simple present. So I'm going to use the rules for simple present. I'm going to take the object as a subject, pollution, and as the verb is in present, I'm going to use is because it's singular, produced by traffic. Pollution is produced by traffic. Your turn. You're going to make 9 more sentences. Please write the 10 of them. Write on your notebook the example, number 1, and continue with the other 9. Be very careful. Be very careful with your verb. If it's present verb, if it's conjugate in present, well, you're going to practice with passive voice in present. Have dumped is a present perfect verb. Well, I'm going to make my passive in present perfect. Okay, so be very careful. If I use will, what's a will for? Simple future. I'm going to use the rules for passive in simple future. Okay, so please do this exercise, and I'm here to help you. If you have any doubt, please contact me. Look at the video, write on your notebook the examples, and it's going to be easy for you because you are following the grammar rules, the structures, and you are conjugating properly. Thank you. Bye bye.